Oh my God, I want to sing a song. I want to sing a song to you guys. Okay, I'm looking around at what I can see. I can see a Toy Story. Oh my God, I can see a Bring It On poster. Okay. I'm sexy. I'm cute. I'm popular to boot. Who am I? Great hair. The boys all love to stare. I'm wanted. I'm hot. I'm everything you're not. I'm sexy. I'm cool. I dominate this school. Who am I? Just guess. Guys want to touch my chest. I'm rocking. I smile. And many think I'm vile. Okay. Yeah. What a song. What a moment. Welcome to Helen's Log. Let's play the fucking theme tune.
Helen's Log.
Thank you for clapping, Ollie.
You're fair. That was good. Also, I love Bring It On.
I
think it was one of the only videos at my local, like, little off license, and I rented it maybe a million times.
Do you want to do a shout out to that off license?
I don't think it exists anymore.
Fucking
I generally think it's
hell.
a Gales now.
Gentrification by Gales.
Bad.
Boo.
Boo.
Actually, boo. Even though obviously our generation very much brought gentrification to the forefront and we are aware of what we've done, but we are adults and in some ways, I guess we forgive ourselves. Welcome to Helen's Log again. Of course, welcome to Helen's Log. I want to keep my cardigan on because it looks super cute, but I'm also already got
your
so warm.
shirt is really, yeah, it's quite warm. It gets quite warm in here.
Guys, just in case you're not watching on the video, I'm wearing a t-shirt and yes, I stained it yesterday, of course, but I sprayed it with Vanish and I didn't put it in the wash. I just wore it out. I wore it out, wait for this, gather, to the theatre where I went to see Oh Mary. Finally, fucking finally. Also, I'm fully aware that you're like, oh my God, you were talking about going to watch Oh Mary ages ago. You only just saw it. Remember that we are still pre-recording these episodes because right now when you're listening to this, I'm in fucking Australia. You heard of Australia? Imagine you have. And I'm there. And I know this is obviously always weird when I'm recording stuff for the future. Let's just hope the world is doing great. By the looks of things from what I've seen so far, it looks like it'll all be absolutely fine. But that's where I am in Australia. But I saw Oh Mary last night with Emma Black. Holy fuck. This was this year's birthday treat. Was Oh Mary. Yes, some of you might remember it was supposed to be the last 5 years with Ben Platt and Rachel Ziegler at the London Palladium. I have had to give up my ticket for that show because I will now be in Australia during the performances of that. And Emma will be going with another friend because my best friend has other friends, which I'm totally fine with.
That's absolutely fine.
She is I think it's so funny when my friends have other friends. I've always found that funny from childhood. Like, you know what? Let's open up a trauma. Let's do that. Welcome to the podcast. You guys remember when Claire's Accessories started selling best friend necklaces? You remember that?
Oh, yes.
You remember that moment?
I do.
And I'm going to say for me, every generation is slightly different. But in my town, in Fleet, in Northeast Hampshire, in the district of Hart, home is where the heart is, of course. It was around the era of party bags. But not party bags where the parent designs them. Oh my God, let's just have a minute for party bags actually really quickly. Just stop. Everyone just stop what you're fucking doing. Wherever you are right now. If you're walking to the train station, you're running late for your train, just stop. Get the next one. There, I've said it. Get the fucking next one. Do you remember when you went to parties and they would just give you a gift bag for showing up and having a good time? And then you just got to toddle off home. And wait for this. They'd also put a slice of cake in it, wrapped in a fun napkin that would seep through, so you got to eat the cake really quickly because you didn't want it to ruin your pack of stickers and a little yo-yo that you got that won't actually work as a yo-yo, but that's not the fucking point. And sometimes the bags were like branded with a brand. Does that make sense? Like, so you could go to Tesco, so there's big Tesco in Aldershot for us, on a big roundabout, and like you could just get one with just balloons on it, right? Just generic balloons. But sometimes people had like branded Disney princess or branded Harry Potter. That was a thing for a while. And it was like, holy fuck, their mum and dad got the branded party bag. And you know when it's branded, you ain't getting Parma Violets. You're getting a fucking drumstick. What's a drumstick, I hear you ask to our people who listen abroad? It's a raspberry and milk flavoured chew lolly. Please believe me, it is fucking delicious.
It kind of looks like the design on your t-shirt.
In many ways, it looks like my t-shirt. Please join us on YouTube. Good shout out, Holly. And give us a like and subscribe while you're there, you fuck. Thank you so much for listening. But it's a raspberry and milk flavoured shoe lolly. Okay, ideal party bag. Let's play this game. Okay, Disney princess design, because I perform gender in a way that I'm not proud of because I'm fully aware it's a construct, but fuck me, am I basic and simple-minded. Disney princess bag, ideally pattern on both sides, so I don't have to worry about which way I'm carrying it because I want the design to be on display, but I also want to see it. So I sort of like hold it coming in, coming out, like the whole thing. Okay, and then, I want 2 drumstick lollies. I want cake, but I want it to be... See, now I love the taste of birthday cake. When I was younger, I just thought, like, why would you never not get chocolate? Like, I just couldn't fathom someone not picking chocolate and going for jam. Obviously, my taste buds have evolved. Okay, chocky cake, 2 drumsticks, stickers, obviously. Not puffy stickers or foam stickers. I wanted, like, shiny, flat ones so I could use them in a notepad and close the notepad. That felt very important to me. And, oh my God, what else do I want? Okay, a little notepad. One of those tiny, but do you remember the notepads that were on a key ring?
Yes.
And they had a little fastener on it, and you could like do a little doodle on each page or like write a letter, and then a pen. But there was like, okay, it wasn't actually pencils you got in a party bag. It was rubber toppers, but rubbers that don't actually work.
Yeah, that you could not
rub anything out. So it was a pencil rubber, but like, it was more like a design of like a unicorn or a duck or a crown or something. You put it on a pencil, but it wouldn't actually rub out, but it was more of a fashion accessory than it was stationary. Couple of those. Fuck me. I think I might throw a party and do party bags for people.
I think you should. Why have they stopped?
Because we grew up.
No.
Oh God.
Also, now you just get like, the last party bag I had as an adult wasn't really like, the party was sponsored by Love Honey, so it just had,
here we go,
sex toys in it.
What'd you get?
Huh?
What'd you get?
Don't know, something that looks terrifying.
The tentacles? You got the monster cocks?
What's the tentacles?
You not seen the monster cocks?
I don't know. I think I've got one of those like clit sucker things.
Clit vacuums?
I generally haven't opened it because I'm scared.
I literally met a couple of babes who worked for like
Love Honey.
Not Love Honey, but the German equivalent.
Love Honey.
Lieber Honig. But they it was at a gig, right? This is just a couple of weeks ago. And they were talking about like their best sellers, which are like these monster cocks. Have you seen these?
No.
Okay, so it's dildos, but they're based off mythical creatures. What? How fun. So you can get like, okay, so they have like octopuses or like giant squids. So you can put a tentacle inside of you and the suckers can work on the side of your body. Or you can get a dragon one, but the dragon scales and the tongue is like the little clip piece that goes up there, of course. And then you can get like, just different mythical creatures as cocks that you can put inside of you. And I don't know if they would work for me, but also how wonderful, how special, you know, that those things exist for people to be able to do it. Because here's the thing, just looking at it on the images, I think for me, too big.
Really?
Too big. Yeah, because I'm a clitoral person. Like, genuinely, I only found out about the female G-spot 3-4 years ago. Like, I didn't know we had one. I thought we had one. I thought it was the clit. You know, we've got one inside us. Do you know this?
I sort of know this, but I don't know where it is.
Right! Okay, I am so glad you were honest with that, because the amount of people that are like, you don't know that like women have a G-spot. I'm like, yeah, I do. It's the fucking clit.
But I don't know what. Yeah, I was exactly the same.
Nope.
But no, I don't know where it actually is.
Oh my God. Okay, I know you've stopped.
Shout out anyone I've ever been with.
Shout out to all of Holly's and my, actually, ex-romantic partners. Thank you for showing us the night of our lives. But also, if a man told me where my G-spot was, I'd have been fucking furious with him as well.
Yeah, of course.
If he was like this out, I'd be like, you don't fucking tell me what's going on with my body.
Of course.
You have no fucking right to do that, actually. Back the fuck away from me. Okay, you know what, guys? Forget about the party bags. Yeah, it's a solo episode and we're just going to be doing this a lot. The vaginal G-spot, very interesting. It's you go inside of yourself, of course, with your fingers, And you'd be thinking probably, oh, it's got to be right up there, right? It's got to be right up there because that's why we penetrate, because we're trying to reach the G-spot. Maybe that makes sense, right? Nope. It's at the front. It's at the front. Do you want to go toilet now and find it?
No.
No, you'll find. Okay, that was my initial instinct when I found out. So I was just checking with you. It's like, okay, so you go in, 1 second. I'm trying to imagine this. But you got like fingers sort of facing brain, head. Head's a normal way to say that. Fingers facing head, not brain. And it's like at the top of the opening. And there's like a bit of like, the best way I can describe it is like rough skin, like a bit coarse, like wrinkled and ridged. That's your G-spot.
Cool.
And you're going to think like, I never felt it. Give her a little massage. Give her a little massage. Give her a little bit of spice, right? To feel herself out. And then maybe you found yourself a new pleasure centre. That was supposed to be Brummy, if you couldn't tell. I think it came out really well for me. Yeah, incredible. There's a female G-spot. You know what? Actually, fuck it. Party bags, I'd say for anyone, 18 plus. It's probably a bit prudish, but I'm a Hampshire girl. I went to church. I think we should also put a guide to the female G-spot in it.
Yeah,
Ideal world.
I agree.
Ideal world, yeah.
I agree.
100%. Because like the fact that I found out in my 30s, I must have been in my 30s, is awful. Fucking awful. Because I still would use the clit above anything else for pleasure.
Yeah, of course. Also, it's right there.
And ears.
Ears.
I just love someone whispering in my ear so much. Is that, you've got the face of a lot of other people when I go like ears.
No,
I think I have for ears what other people have for toes.
Oh, hate toes.
Like,
no shaming anyone, but no, we literally were having a conversation downstairs where I said I don't like being bare feet. It makes me feel, not because I don't like feet, but just because it just makes me feel weird.
So I like being barefoot. I like being barefoot to the point. Do you remember when you would like? Okay, so I went through a very brief phase of wearing heels on nights out, trying to fit in with the girly wellies, and walking home barefoot on pavements and roads. For some reason made my fanny flutter a little bit. Is that normal? I just said something out loud and I'm now worried.
No, I'm sure there are other people that had that, but I was not one of them.
It was a sensation of, anyone who lives in Fleet, you'll know what I'm talking about. It was walking from Jack's, sort of like top of Reading Road South, all the way down towards Velmead. And I was like, there's like a little bit of a hill. It's also a main road, Reading Road South, not the main road in Fleet. We all know that's Fleet Road. Shout out Fleet Road. But I would walk down that after a night out and I would ideally be barefoot. Obviously, I should not promote walking barefoot, but like seriously, give it a go.
Yeah, loads of teenage girls did it.
And they made their fannies flutter?
Dunno.
They were just uncomfortable.
Science is still researching.
I once walked from Holloway Road to Brixton, like overnight.
What?
Which is
barefoot?
Most of it barefoot with my friend Jacob.
It is absolutely wild to me. I just, the thought of like, even though we had no financial responsibilities and like £20 carried you so far for like our weekend, but the dedication to not spending money on transport. Absolutely shout out all the teenagers out there. We were going to night
bus, but then we got to the bus stop and it was like a 25-minute wait or something. So we were like, let's walk to the next one. But then it was that thing of we were like 19 or 20 and it's like.
What type of year? What type of year?
It was warm enough.
Yeah.
We had to go for Weemes.
But also like we'd go out without jackets and stuff in the middle of like.
100%.
Yeah.
But I've always had a very wonderful circulation system.
Mine is absolute pants. So abysmal.
It sucks.
My hands are always so cold to the point when people touch them, they're like, oh, you clinically dead. I think it was Sarah Keyworth told me I was clinically dead because I couldn't get the water to run from the tap with those like heat monitors. It just wouldn't run for me, and then they put it on their hand under and it was like worked immediately.
I I think it's like you get one or the other, right? Like I am great in winter. Like I'm warm. I'm fine. I can travel around. I'm not going to die. But fuck me, am I a wet mess in summer? Like I get wet crotch, wet breasts, wet arms. Like every crease is wet. Like back of knees, elbow. What's this called? Inside elbow?
Elbow, yeah.
Inside, no.
Funny bone.
Elbow feels like bone on the other side. The inside elbow, that's wet. But anyway, we walked all night.
Boob sweat is the worst. I hate it.
It's the worst. But we walked all night because it was like, we were 19 and it was romantic and magical to like walk from fucking Holloway all the way down to Brixton. And we had to stop for Weemes just off the Strand. And that felt really fucking cool. And like, remember, I've only been living in London for like a little bit at this point, like a couple of years off and on, like permanently for like 7 months.
Wow.
So I'm like, I'm still like, London is so cool. London is like, I cannot describe, I mean, lots of you will know this, but when you don't grow up in a city, moving to the city, it's just, you're like, I can't fucking believe that I live here and I'm part of this. I'm like in this, like, this is, and everyone's like bustling and everyone knows where they're going. And then when you start knowing where you're going and the first time you tut at a tourist, oh my God. Obviously, I don't do that anymore because I'm a nice person, but I used to work on Oxford Street when I first moved here and accessorize.
Oh, yeah.
So I would tut at people all the time. All the fucking... And also I felt so cool working on Oxford Street. And then I'd walk through London in the middle of the night with my friend Jacob. Oh my God, we were fucking awesome. And we would just put the world to rights. Oh my God. Put the world to rights because we thought we like knew exactly what we were doing and we were so on top of it. But within 2 months of that walk, I'm traveling around India as a white woman and I'm wearing a bindi most days. So you know what? It's all up and down. There's all up and downs. You think you know. You think you know. You think you're celebrating the culture. And then you've got 3 months of photos you can't share or celebrate now. Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens. Growth. People go, you went to India. Do you have any pictures? And I'm like, no.
Nope, not a single one.
Not a single fucking... You know what? I went to India for 3 months when I was 19. I didn't take a single picture. Isn't that crazy that I did that? Hi, you're listening to Helen's Log, but you could listen to more Helen's Log because if you go and join us on Patreon for £5 a month, you can support the podcast. You can keep Holly in clothes and me in coffees. Very important, very dear to us. And you get an extra episode every single week of sort of behind the scenes, what we're up to, things I can't say on the main episode because you don't know who's listening to it. All of that is on Patreon. You can join us right now and get all the extra episodes straight away on your phone. And I hope to see you there. Amazing. Thank you. Goodbye.
My friend told me such a sad, well, not that sad, but like she had a big trip planned to go to India, her and her friend. And at the last minute, her just maybe like 2 days before they were going to fly, her visa got denied because she's a journalist and she'd written... something for the BBC years and years and years ago, and so they said no.
Freedom of travel, guys. Freedom of travel, freedom of movement. Let people go wherever they fucking want to go.
Yeah.
There we go. I've made a decision on behalf of all of us.
Unless you are Donald Trump.
Oh my God,
you are not allowed to go anywhere. There's always going to be exceptions, and I ideally would be in charge of where people went. Ideally, I would be in charge of where people went. I think you'd do a really good job.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I think I'd get sometimes a little bit like over emotional about things.
Yeah, but I think that's good.
Do you
rather
think?
than when most places are run by psychopaths.
Yeah, it's just so hard for people. Like, I was talking to a friend about this the other day, but it's like everyone, you group people, right? That's the problem. No one gets to look at as an individual. Everyone has to get grouped as sort of like, so like in the UK, as of right now, as of recording, I believe if you're on a refugee passport, you're only allowed to leave Britain to go to Italy or Germany. I think they're the only 2 other countries that have opened for travel, like as a 3.
Really?
Yeah. But it's like, even to like go.
That's interesting to me because Italy is,
I know,
really quite right wing now.
It's interesting how different refugee passports work in different countries. But the people I know who have a refugee passport in the UK, which obviously is like, I mean, I think it would have changed by the time this goes out, but like they're going to be announcing whether after 5 years on a refugee passport you can do full citizenship, or whether it's always fucking changing, and it's a lot of false promises, and I'm fully aware that I'm not the person who knows the most about this. But like the idea that you can like tell people where they can and can't be consistently because of the idea that as soon as you're on a refugee passport, people see you as possible. Like, let's face it, criminal.
It's so
They're like
bad.
criminal. They're trying to steal something, trying to rob something. And it's like, no, like you haven't met the person. You don't know what the circumstances is. You don't know their life story. But also no one's going to meet them and no one's looking at them because we just group, because it just saves everyone so much time to group people. But you can't, like, what are you're going to group me in with all the other beautiful women with big, large breasts and say we're all the same?
That's what I've grouped you in.
Yeah, and that's awful for me because there's so much more to me than that. Because, yeah, I've got a gorgeous fucking rack and I've got, like, really girthy thighs. But wait for this. I also listened to a podcast on Petra, the ancient city of Petra, this morning on a train.
That's
so there's
really
a lot to me.
That's a lot, and you've got lovely hair.
And to put that in with the plight of refugees, yeah, that's a metaphor I've done there. I didn't learn things for very long, of course. And I've got fucking, I actually had my hair done the other day. Can you tell?
Yeah, it looks great.
Oh my God. I'm so happy. I haven't done my hair for like 3-4 months.
Yeah, I haven't had a haircut for 4 months. I really need one.
I was like, I'm going to get a nice haircut because like I'm celebrating still not smoking, of course.
I'm so impressed.
I am genuinely impressed with myself. Like even going to the theatre last night with Emma, like not that like Emma's makes me want to smoke. Like it was more just like, we've gone to the theatre so many times. We have done it a couple of times where I haven't been smoking, but in general, we kind of like have our rhythm of things where we go for dinner, I go out for a cigarette, and then we get to the theatre, but I have a cigarette before we go in. And then in the interval, I run out and have a cigarette and then come back in. But it's like, I didn't even want one. I didn't even crave one. I didn't even have a nicotine patch on or anything. Like I only wore nicotine patches for like a couple of days, really. I've still got some, and I need to remind myself, I haven't got one today actually, to like carry one with me.
Just in case, yeah.
Just in case it becomes like an overwhelming craving, because I also have fortunately not been around smokers for the last little bit.
It's not trendy anymore, that's why. Like so many people
also
don't
no
smoke.
Judgment if you smoke, by the way, obviously. Like I just haven't met my friends who do smoke. No fucking judgment.
I do also think in your 30s everyone sort of stops.
Oh,
like we've reached the age where people are like feeling their humanity and they're like, oh, I can't do all of this stuff.
It's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable being the only smoker in the group. And also like if you are a smoker, like slay fire slay, you got to do whatever's right for you and your fucking journey until, you know, whatever. Like, but I just haven't been with friends who were like, do you want one?
I hate the smell now as well.
Do you actually?
Yeah, I really hate it.
I can't do cigars or straights, but I can smell rollies and I'm fine.
No, it just gets on everything, and I used to really like. I've never been a smoker, but I used to really like the smell.
Really?
And I'd have the occasional one if I was like drunk, but now I'm just set. It just makes me feel like. But I'm way more health conscious now.
Yeah,
obviously.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
We all are.
We are. I think it's a real mix of things. But it's like, number one, we're all starting to get like a couple of health things. Not like big things. Thank God I'm so lucky in my friendship group, touch woody. But like things are coming up. Annoyingly for guys, it's like new things are coming up. And a lot of my female friends, not to be gendered again, are like getting diagnosed with things that they've had this entire time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's, but also part of it is, you know, I'll be 35 when this comes out. It'll be past my birthday, and we're sort of at that point where like parents are getting a bit sick.
Oh no, don't say that.
But it's kind of like it's part of, you know, what's happening, and I think it makes everyone just a little bit more aware.
Yeah.
Of everything. Fucking everything. Oh my God. Life comes at you so fast sometimes.
It really does. Like I was 16 2 minutes ago, and now I'm 33.
I was walking barefoot, having a piss on the Strand. Just a mere decade.
On the Strand?
Yeah. But it was like 4 a.m.
Mine was always in like Shoreditch or somewhere.
I used to piss so much on the street.
Same.
To the point where I was like...
We all did.
I had a stand-up routine about it once, years ago, about like I'd piss on the street like out of control, but I'd always go in between two cars because for some reason between cars I thought I was invisible.
Yeah.
But I think it worked as a bit because like every woman thinks we're invisible. We're like, ha ha ha, no one can. But like people would walk past and I'd be pissing between two cars.
Yeah.
People would lock eyes with me and I'd be like, ha ha, no one sees nothing.
Oh my God. The worst time ever is where I was out with my school. We must have been 17, maybe 18. And
Charming age.
Yeah, I was wearing a play suit, really needed
No.
we. So my friend Shannon was like, go behind that car. It's like massive. So I did full everything out. I don't think I was wearing a bra. Full everything out, just like weeing. And then the car drove away mid-pee. And I was like so exposed to the street, but also really aware this guy must have been like, why is this tiny rat peeing on my car?
Because she needed the fucking toilet. I cannot tell you how many times I pissed in the street. I used to live in between Streatham and Balham.
Yeah.
This is years and, oh God, before I moved to Germany. Like, you know what? It was 2012. 2011, 2012. I lived between Streatham and Balham.
When you did the Olympics.
And when I fucking did the Olympics, when I actually competed in the Olympics, everyone. And I would leave. I was working at the National Theatre in catering, but we also all went for drinks like most nights. Like we were just like those groups of like catering people, and we were like, we were all going to be artists, and we'd like get fucking drunk and like smoke, and like we thought we were so awesome because actually we fucking were. If I'm honest, everyone was just a fucking babe there, and I would have to get the 159. Was that the bus I got? 159 or 59 from Waterloo Bridge. And it would go to Streatham and I'd walk. But I knew even if I went toilety before I left, I would not be able to make it home before needing the toilet again.
Yeah,
I just knew it. So I'd survive the bus and I had the same place I pissed most nights.
I love that.
Most nights. And if it was before the tube stopped, I would get the Northern Line to Balham and walk from there and I'd piss on the edge of Tooting Common. You know what? Tooting Common saw a lot from me in 3 years. A lot. Not just like I went through my arty reading in the sun phase there.
Love that.
I declared my love for someone on Tooting Common and got rejected on it.
Love that.
But like a really significant one. I pissed on it so many times. I don't think I ever shit on it. I once lay with the guy I was in love with in a field of hay that was like for some reason on Tooting Common that time and played music. And wait for this. He wasn't in love with me. But like I didn't know at the time. So it was like miraculously. God, Tooting Common is like my what's the moor in Wuthering Heights? Yorkshire Moors.
The moors, yeah.
That's my Tooting back Common. Is my Yorkshire Moors. There was like two, because then I moved to Tooting. And then I moved again in Tooting. So I was in Tooting and Balham for like a long, long time. And that was like everything. Fucking everything. I think I was on that common like every single day.
I love that.
But all my significant moments were on it as well because like I was just broke.
That's so, yeah.
For 4 months I was living in a flat share where I didn't know anyone else who lived there.
Oh, like a proper, wow.
Oh, a proper flat share because I was waiting for the cupboard at my friend's house to become available.
Nice.
And I put a mattress on the floor and then whenever the landlord popped over, we had to put suitcases in it to make it look like it wasn't being habited.
Yeah.
But like I was waiting for that to become available. So I was in an attic that had a hole in the roof. I'm not joking, over winter.
No.
And once 2 friends came back to mine, we were like pissed and I was like, just stay at mine. And one of the girls asked if she was going to die, I think. And I was like, no, you're good. It was awful. And I had a tiny little desk.
Yeah, I miss my tiny little desk, actually.
Oh my God. And I'd just be like crouched
So
over
squished.
it. And wait for this, I wrote a play.
That's incredible.
I wrote a play. I wrote a full play. Where did it perform? Okay, first performance in the cafe I was working in.
That's so
in the
cool,
evening.
though.
Yeah, my friend was the manager and she was like, do you want to do it here? And I was like, yeah.
What was the play about?
Oh my God. You're going to die.
I can't wait.
You're going to die.
I can't wait.
Okay. Political satire.
Of course.
This was end of 2012, beginning of 2013.
Okay.
It did make it to the Edinburgh Fringe. It was on the PBH Free Fringe. And we were in the bottom of a Latasca restaurant in Newtown. Was it well attended?
You took it to the Fringe?
Mm-hmm. In a Latasca at PBH Free Fringe.
That's so impressive.
In Newtown. I was like 22 or 23.
That's so impressive.
I loved it. It was like the biggest thing I did that year.
You should write another play.
And I would love to. I fucking love plays. And then it was about, it was a mock Newsnight episode. I'm not joking. And it was about people wanting to build a wall between Britain and somewhere else. I can't remember which country it was. They wanted to like have a wall to keep people out. And then obviously Donald Trump started talking about the wall with Mexico. And I was like, oh my God, I literally just did this play. I literally just made this play. That's so crazy. But like building a literal wall. Sort of like Berlin Wall parody a little bit.
Wow.
But with the panic of like going like, we'll just build a wall.
Oh my God, I want to read it.
Someone having to justify that as a choice.
I want to read it.
I do not think I have a copy.
You must do.
I do not think.
You
I genuinely.
absolutely
I know.
must
I know
do.
what I have.
Somebody
is the
does.
cards I made of it. I made cards because I was the journal. I was the lead. Okay, fine. Let's say it. I wrote a play and I was the lead fucking character.
Yeah, most people do that.
And I had cards and I paid for cards to be made up at the local printing shop in Tooting because I wanted them to be proper journalist cards, right? And oh my God. And I was so proud of them. And we designed the back of it, me and my friend, on Word or Paint. Oh my God, it was so huge. And like, I would hold them and I still have those cards. I kept them. But I don't know if I kept a script anywhere. Because I also didn't own a printer at that point, and where I was working was a cafe that didn't have a printer.
But surely on a laptop, on like Google.
Yeah, maybe. I got robbed twice since then, lost 2 laptops.
No, but Google Drive is like...
I was not computer literate enough to use, like, even
enough.
when my laptop got robbed a couple of years ago, I lost so much stuff because I just, like, now I know about the cloud. At the time, I was just not along when people were talking about it.
Yeah,
I took a play to Edinburgh in 2013 at a little Tasca called On the Line Media.
Wow.
That's what it was called. Yeah. Isn't that so charming?
I love that.
Yeah.
I really love that.
Yeah. And my friends were in it, of course.
What year? 2013?
I think 2013.
I was at the Fringe 2013.
What do you remember from Fringe 2013?
It was my first time ever. And I had a choice between going to Edinburgh Fringe or going travelling with my friend to Thailand. And I went to Edinburgh Fringe.
Fair play.
And I went to Edinburgh Fringe, which is fine. I did travelling later, but now
I would have picked Edinburgh Fringe as well.
Yeah, but because it was
100%.
my first one, I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
We were in a house share of, I think there was like 16 of us. And so we were sleeping on the floor and like rotating
beds.
Whatnot. Yeah. Who got to sleep in the bed.
But no sheets are changed. You're just rotating who's sleeping.
No, I slept on the floor like under a towel.
Yeah,
I'm not even joking. And Moya, my friend, always is like, do you remember when you told me to come and stay with you and you didn't explain that I'd be staying on the floor under a towel with like 16 other people? And I was like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. But I loved it. Our show, unfortunately, basically it was like it was a really bad show. It was terrible. But me and my friend,
you were in a show?
Yeah,
I love
it was part of like the drama show, but that's how I got to go. These guys had written a play, a sketch kind of play, and the university was like, we're not going to fund it unless you have some women. So me and my friend Harriet got picked to go.
Yeah.
Who I love. Shout out Harriet. She's still an actress. She's amazing.
Shout out Harriet.
And we went and it was really bad, but our slot was 10:50 a.m.
Great.
At Just the Tonic.
You were in a venue?
Yeah.
Fly, fire, slay.
Yeah.
I have done a year at Just the Tonic.
And they would make it so we'd stay out all night.
Yeah, of course.
Get up at 8 to be going flyer.
Yeah.
And then have to perform a show, then go back and like sleep for a bit, maybe then go and see some stuff, and then was just out all night. And I would say we were there for 2 weeks. We went I went feral. I loved it. I had no idea what comedy or like anything about it, but I just went absolutely feral.
So I'd already been.
Had you?
I'd worked. My first time going to Fringe, I worked for Pleasance doing technical. Some girl I'd met doing National Youth Theatre Stage Management mentioned about the Edinburgh Fringe. And I was like, oh my God, sounds amazing. And she was like, you can apply to like be a tech there because you've done a stage management course. And I was like, oh my God, what? She was like, yeah, you know how to turn lights on and off. I really didn't. But I was like, yeah, 100%. So I just applied. I got interviewed at the Pleasance Islington, which I still, whenever I go there to perform, I'm always like, I can see 17 or 18-year-old me walking up with my CV I've printed. And this CV at this point is just like, Girls' Brigades. Girls' Brigade, 7 years.
You are so precious, never change.
But I
Never
could still
change.
see that little Helen walking up. And I was so nervous because like every interview I'd done until this point was for something where it was like, I need to get this job for money, but like it doesn't matter to me. Whereas this felt like the beginning of something really important. And it's weird because I still have that like 20 times a year now where I'm like, it really matters that this goes well. So intense. But yeah, I got it. Later finding out that it's like, it's, you know, of course I got it. Of course, everyone needs techs in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did a full month doing that. And then I think this was my next time going, was taking up a play, obviously full free fringe. And then like sharing beds, sharing floors.
Yeah.
And then when was my next time going up? I don't think I did. I visited, me and Gwyneth went up one year because she had a couple of friends in plays and I hadn't started stand-up yet, but I really wanted to, but I was too afraid to do it. But I'd done some sketches with my friends from school.
Fun.
But only live in village halls around Fleet. That was awful. My friend started running a theatre company where he'd put on Shakespeare's. And because a group of us had done the Farnham Shakespeare Amateur Dramatic Company Midsummer Night's Dream.
Love it.
We were like, he then started directing plays in like village halls in our area for Amdram, like started his own Amdram company. And me and Adam and Theo, who some of you might know as the battle rappers Shuffle T and Marlowe. Shout out Don't Flop, of course, and shout out Shuffle T and Marlowe. The three of us were in a sketch group together. I wonder if our sketches are still online.
They must be.
Oh my God. Wait, can we get Adam and Theo on the podcast and we can try and reenact some of our old sketches? Because I'm telling you now, one of them will still have the footage.
Yeah.
And one of them will still have the scripts.
Get them on.
Get them fucking on. Can you write that down to remind me?
Yes.
Oh my God. And guess what? Emma Black's going to come on the podcast soon.
Yes.
Yeah, when I'm back from Australia, she's going to come on. Isn't that going to be crazy?
I can't wait.
Oh my God. You know what? I need to post as well about her. She's got an Instagram page. She has a new Instagram page because she's doing up. She's renovating a home.
Ooh.
She's renovating a home. And if you know anything about Emma, you know it's going to be freaking fire. It's called Messy Bun Reno. I just want to get okay, you guys should all go follow this page and like all the posts. As of recording, there are 3 so far. Messy Bun _Reno. Okay, and the logo. In fact, I'm following it, so you'll be able to see it. And go see what Emma's going to be doing. She's all of our friends. She's the friend of the world, of course. And what was I saying just before that?
Sketches.
And then me and Gwyneth went up and we saw some shows and we stayed with one of my cousins. A cousin who I don't really know because he grew up in Malaysia. And obviously, Sophie Duke just tried to video call me. What is happening?
Love it.
What is happening today? And basically, we stayed at his. Shout out to my cousin Fayaz. Thank you for letting us stay at yours. I'm fully aware your mum and dad forced you to have me and my friends stay at yours. And I'm fully aware that's what happened because I was in Malaysia with them and I mentioned I was going to Edinburgh and they were like, well, he lives there. He'll host you. And I was like, he doesn't have to do that. Thank you for hosting us. And we saw some stuff. And then I think next time I went, I'd start doing stand-up.
That's really cool.
But I didn't know anyone yet. I still did, because when I was doing my play, I didn't know anyone. All I knew was the people I was going up with. And there were a couple of people who I knew who were coming up because they worked at the National Theatre and catering with me. And they were like up seeing shows or they were up in a show. Like my friend Lise was in a play, a sketch troupe sort of a thing. And I thought that was awesome. But then I stayed at Anna Grant's the first time I went up and I was doing the competitions.
Helen's log.
Bonza in Fair Dinkum to everyone who lives south of the line in the middle of the globe in the bottom corner. That's right, Australia. You guys got there before me. What are you crazy fucks like? I'm going to Melbourne, Sydney, Melbourne, Sydney and Brisbane. And I'm there in between March and April. And there are dates on my website. And it's very important that you come. Thank you very much. Have we ever really talked about the comedy competitions on this?
I don't think so.
Can you guys face this conversation? Because I love it's my favourite conversation of all time.
Let's go for it.
We're doing a full behind the scenes of comedy now.
I love it.
When you first start stand-up comedy, there's like a couple of routes to break in. By the way, this is not true as of right now. The routes to break into the industry are ever changing and ever expanding. Like, I think they were a lot. I think they're broadening in a way that's very beautiful and more accessible for people. But so like, I think back in the day, starting stand up, you kind of had to know someone. You had to call up comedy club venues. You had to physically phone them up and ask to get a spot. And then you would just have to show up and just hope that you did your best. And if you didn't, I think you had to call back again and it would be really hard, or you had to try loads of different places. But it kind of worked on people seeing you, liking you and wanting you to do well to give you the next phone number. Obviously, that changed by the time I came along. There's more social media, so you can email places. You email them a clip of yourself doing it. You'd have to go to open mics to sort of meet people, and then you start with the recommendations and stuff like that, blah, 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 blah. But also, by the time I came along, like, you're just very aware that there's like these newcomer competitions. And at the newcomer competitions, it's your way to sort of stop doing only open mic and start getting paid spots. But also that's producers who do producers for TV shows, producers for festivals, for like big events. They go and watch the finals of these big competitions, right? And sometimes actually they come and watch the earlier heats just to see a bigger variety. But there's, oh my God, there was probably 6 or 7 competitions the year I was a newcomer. Wow. And remember, when I say a year you were a newcomer, you can be a newcomer for some competitions for 5 years. Like, it so depends. But people are so fucking tense about it, about like what defines you as a newcomer. So in general, it's your first year of stand-up. You are new and you can enter the main competitions, which is like, So You Think You're Funny. So if you're into comedy, you've probably seen that. It's like a big thing. There's the BBC New Comedy Award, Funny Women competition, which I don't think is just women. I think it's women, non-binary. I think it's anything apart from cis men. I think. And then, oh my God. Okay, there's loads of venues run a new act show. Like, I entered Hastings Festival New Act of the Year.
Love that.
There's one in Leicester called the Leicester Mercury, which is one that you can't apply for. You get nominated for. So that's a really big deal. But the rest of them, you just enter and then you go and you perform a heat. There was one called Amuse Moose, where the first
Yes,
heat,
I remember that.
The first heat, I think everyone makes it through the first round. Everyone gets to compete. But you get 2 minutes on stage in front of everyone else competing. Oh my God!
Incredible.
Could you imagine how tense that room is? Remembering that everyone is like, it matters so much. If you've entered and you're there, it really matters to you. It's so, and also you really build just you in general, these competitions, you have to write a 5-minute bit to like perform to get noticed. And you're going along and you have practiced this 5-minute bit quite a fucking lot. Like, you are doing it every open mic you go to. You are trying to make it as tight as possible. There's already so much tension because people are talking about like, who's on this heat? Have you entered it? Oh, okay. I don't know if this is true or not, but I think it might be true. When the year that I was entering, there was a couple of guys. Genuinely don't remember their names. They would sleuth people if they knew they were entering newcomer competitions to see if they actually had been going longer than they thought. Then they created a fake email address to report them to the competition. To be like, here's a clip of them performing in Budapest in 2011. To the point where if you go onto those comedy competition websites now, the list of rules for entry are like 5 pages long. It's like, not performing regularly since this date, must not have performed over 20 gigs before this date, must like must not be performing under this character, but if they've done previous characters, then that is allowable, but you'd have to send in a certain thing. Like, it is so intense. And then all it comes down to is you doing 5 minutes and you either get an email saying you're through or not through. And that's it. But it feels so fucking important. And you've really got to stick to your time, because if you go over, particularly if you go over at the BBC New Comedy Award heats, then the final's live. And if you go over, the Archers is late, and then the whole country's going to fucking hate you if the Archers is late. So then you've got that pressure on you. And I really did not do well my first year of competitions. I did not get through to any finals.
Really?
Not a single one. But I had the opposite thing where I bombed out the competitions so much. However, I got an agent. Isn't that bizarre?
That's very, very cool.
I had totally the opposite thing. At my first heat for a competition was on a boat, and it was sponsored by Benefit. It was for Funny Women. And the agent I signed with.
That's amazing.
Isn't that crazy? I was so fucking lucky.
But but I think competitions can be just so random.
Oh, it's so random.
Yeah.
It's so random. The fact that I was put on that heat, the fact that they randomly went that night, because like agents don't usually go to heats. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they happen to be there. Like I would have also probably been quite a lucky space in the lineup to have it go nicely. It's just those things of being like, oh damn, because that being signed sort of dictated me leaving Germany and coming home, of course. And I was like, that was such a lucky moment.
That's so cool.
And it's not like doing myself a disservice to say I'm lucky. I just think it's important to recognise when you are lucky.
Timing. And they obviously spotted talent.
Yeah, and so great that I did a good job, but like, what are the fucking odds? Given that I didn't get through. Yeah. No, maybe I got through to the next round, but I didn't get through to any of the finals. I eventually got through to, I think, one final in the end is where I got through to. It's crazy.
I love it.
It's so crazy. But I cannot tell you how important it was. And I had a little, because I was living in Germany, but I tried to book all my heats on the same week in London. I was like begging, because I never wanted to ask. Because I was just sort of like, whatever they give you, just make it work. But I tried to get them all in the same week. And then I flew over, stayed on my friend's sofa, and I booked into 2 open mics so I could practice just in case it wouldn't work in England. And I went to Comedy Virgins. Have you ever been to Comedy Virgins?
No.
You guys, this is a pub where most comedians start at in London. 100%, like, incredible place. You have to go and, okay, I don't know if this is still true now, but you could sign up in advance and be one of the chosen 20 to perform that night. Or if you arrived early, you could queue up to get one of the 5 spots that were for people who showed up or someone dropped out. Show starts at 7. I went there at 5 p.m. to try and get an extra spot. And I sat outside for 2 hours waiting for this 5-minute spot. You also have to bring a friend with you to be able to perform, to make up the audience. No joke. And I think my school friend came and she brought 2 other friends who I knew as well. So there was like 3 of them. And I remember they were like, oh my God, you're back from Germany. Oh my God, let's have a conversation. We haven't seen you in a couple of months. And I was like, actually, you're just here to be room meat. You cannot talk to me because I'm incredibly nervous. And you have to sit silently through every single act. And I think I was on quite early. And they were like, oh my God, should we go have a drink now? And I was like, no. So here's the thing. You actually need to stay and watch everyone for 3 hours. And then at the end of it, I'm probably going to ignore you a little bit because I need to make friends with these comics. Because even though you've loved me and you spent the evening doing this, it's more important that I talk to them. Like, isn't that fucking horrendous? I felt so guilty the entire time I was doing Bringers, because you had to trick people into coming and watching you just to be like, oh, just so you know, you're here, but I am going to fully ignore you this entire fucking time and you do not matter. Isn't that horrendous? And then you know what, fuck it, let's do a shout out to Natalie Eastwood, who, if you listen to loads of podcasts, she's the producer on Nat, what's your podcast called? Is it Private Parts? Is it called Private Parts? Nat, help me. Natalie, if you're listening, I'm so sorry. I'm the bad friend. Nah. Private Parts, I got it right. Forget about it. I got it fucking right. And she would be my bringer. I'm not joking, twice a week. Because it turns out she has a fucking affinity with open mic and she loved it as much as I did.
I love
She
it.
enjoyed watching everyone. And she also, I mean, it makes so much sense now, actually. She's ended up working with comedians and working in comedy. But we were just like friends from bars when we were like younger. And crazy. She was the best friend a girl could ask for.
That's so
She'd
nice.
come, she'd watch, she'd drink with the comics afterwards. She also like was one of those people that came to open mic who like was so good at making people feel good because it felt so dramatic to have a bad gig.
Yeah, of course. It's all about learning. Do you know what I think as well? I just, all respect to everyone that came through open mics. I think you can really tell in the quality of people's stand-up and crowd work.
Who doesn't come through open mics?
Well,
Oh, yeah,
some
I
people-
know what you mean.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Just to be clear, that you can start at university, of course, where you go straight into a society. So the open mic is like slightly different, but like everyone has to do a first gig.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone has
And
to do a first gig.
most people's first gig is terrible.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
that's how it should be. You're
Yeah.
meant to get better. Like, you can't just go on and be like, I have this immense talent. Like, it's a craft that you have to keep practicing.
You know what? I have all my stand-up notepads.
That's
I think
so cool. Archive.
I think I might bring in my first ever notepad of stand-up.
You absolutely have to read that
I
out.
remember buying it. I remember promising myself I was going to start stand-up,
You
and I
need
bought
to-
a notepad in Malaysia. Shout out Malaysia again, of course. Half my family,
Shout out
half my
Malaysia.
family are Malaysian. That's why I was there a lot. And I bought it, and I remember scribbling down notes. I bet it smells of cigarettes so bad.
You need to bring it in for one of the episodes.
I think I might.
I think you have to.
Okay, not next week because we've got Desiree.
Yeah.
And yeah, spoiler, we've got Desiree next week. And also, I need to tell you about my planned trip to Bilbao with the girls.
Yes.
Maybe week after.
We
Okay,
can- yeah.
okay, I need to find it.
We'll do it.
I need to find it. Oh my God, we're going to go through my notepad.
I
Why
love
does that
it.
make me immediately a bit nervous but so excited?
I'm really excited. As
Holy fuck! Okay, guys, we're going to do it. And if anything is too much in my notepad, then you guys know it's going to be on the Patreon. You
Yeah.
know it's- and
Yeah,
once
yeah,
again,
yeah.
Thank you and sorry to the patrons for the things that you have to hear.
Yep.
Those inner thoughts.
Yep.
Fuck me, you deserve better than that. You guys, this has been Helen's log. I hope that we've kept you wonderful company today. If we've kept you wonderful company and you've enjoyed our chat and you haven't been too confused by the being turned on by cobbles and where's my G-spot and other wonderful conversations such as where did all the party bags go, then please leave us a really lovely comment on Apple, on Spotify, wherever you listen to this. Recommend us to friends. Go on YouTube and just give us a little heart emoji under this video, and just actually give us a heart and write yes if you understand the barefoot thing, and no if you don't understand the barefoot thing, just so I know whether it's something I should never say out loud again, and retrospectively we should edit this whole video down. I love you guys so much. We're going to read out the loggers, of course, right now, and I'll see some of you tomorrow in the extras, and I'll see the rest of you next week. Have a good bloody life until then. Goodbye. Thank you so bloody much to our loggers. Can we say thank you to you? And if you're listening to this and you're like, who should I thank for this podcast, for this wonderful time each week? You need to thank and send love to all of these sweet people. And here are their bloody names. Are you ready for this? I'm going to go back to my voice because I don't know why I'm doing that voice. Here we go. It's Aisling McGlinchey, Alex McPugh. I should have swallowed before I started reading, of course. We're going to go again. Aisling McGlinchey, Alex McPugh, Amy Sheppered, Amy Fitzgerald, Anthony Conway, Asa, Bonnie Drough, Catriona Windsor, Charley T, Charlotte Weemes, Charlotte Weemes. Weemes? Have I ever said that one before? Who knows? Claire Owen-Jones. It says Charlotte Weemes. I swear, are you a Charlie Weemes? I feel like you're a child. I don't. You know what? It's your truth. Claire Scott. Did I say Claire Owen-Jones? I'm saying it again. Claire Owen-Jones, Claire Scott. I'm hoping you're still friends and you've made friends. Chris S, Daisy Longshaw, Dean Michael, Tim and Dom. Tim and Dom, how the fuck are you? I hope life is treating you as kindly as you bloody deserve. You're brilliant people. David Hunter, you too. Sweet Dougie Robertson, who comes and sits at the front of Soho Theatre and brings people with them. Dylan Moorhead, L. Watson. I can't do this for everyone. Okay, right. Emilie, Emma, Fayt, Grady, Gemma, Helen A, Jack Blomfield, James Goulding, Jan, Gemma Anglesea, Jen Aitken, Jessica Allen, Jessica Badge, you also do that. You come and sit at the front and hand out beautiful postcards. Me and Alison Spittle spoke about you behind your back the other day. Jocelyn Hughes, Josie Perkins, Kate Thompson, Catherine, Kelly C, Chloe, Christine Martin, Lisa G, Lizzie Fort, Luke Bright, Meg Hamilton. Like Alexander, of course. Melissa, Natalie Ford, Neil Redmond, Nikki Stefanoff, Noelle Bucher, who I thought of this morning because you have a very similar surname to the person who discovered Petra after all those years. Olivia, Peter New, Rachel Smith, Rebecca Locke, River, Rochelle Harker, Sadie Cashmore. Sadie, by the way, thank you for messaging me my reminder to book my driving lessons. No one else did. And I'm pretty sure I asked on the podcast to remind me to book driving lessons. I haven't booked them, but I was reminded, and that's what really matters. Oh, shit. Sadie Cashmore, Sally Galula, Sammy Duke, Sarah Bell, Sarah Deakin, Scarlett Scrimshaw, Serena Painting, Simon Moores, Subi Lynch, Sophie Chivers, Stephanie Catraccia, Stephen Chicken, Tamsin Smith Harding, Tina Lindsay, Trina McSy. Thank you guys so much, and I will do a normal reading next time. That's not true, and you know I'm lying to you. I love you so much. Goodbye.